Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Akila binti Shuib and I am from 4SSV. I am student under supervision of Prof. Dr. Muhammad Shahrizal bin Sunar. My final year project title is Rowing Simulation using Rower Machine in Virtual Reality. For the start, this is my Gantt for my planning during this period time of project development final year project. So, the purpose of this study is to develop a game simulation for rowing sport using indoor machine equipment which is ergometer. Rowing simulation in virtual reality helps rower athletes who have any circumstance to train indoor with some interactive, immersive and enjoyable simulation. Besides, this simulation also helps the beginner and an amateur to experience the rowing sport. This concept of simulation is integration of virtual reality and calibration of gym equipment which is ergometer with HTC Vive tracker. The aim of this project is to be a platform for athletes or an amateur to train themselves without need to travel from one place to another. Thus, this game simulation develops to be a virtual environment with 3D world that resemble real world. The problem statement for this project is rowing sport needs a lot of concentration and focus during competition to keep balance the weight on the rower board and to stay concentrated during stroke. Next, since this rowing sport is a sport that related to water, thus the team motion need to be synchronized during stroking the boat in order to keep the boat move forward in fastest pace and avoid any accident. Next, outdoor training due to the time, place and weather for training. While in the training, the problem is that the athletes cannot focus because the surrounding condition, which is there is no motivation and encouragement to row. Next is the objective of this project, which is first to design the simulation game of indoor rowing sport using virtual reality. Second, to develop the game prototype environment of rowing sport in real world into virtual. And the last one is to implement the simulation game of virtual reality using rower machine. The scope of this project is this game simulation is a single user interaction and this game target to athletes, gym goers and non-athletes. This project also using VR technology which is HTC Vive headset and tracker. Tracker is for the sensor purpose that we will calibrate with the ergometer. Next, this game simulation is for indoor training and competition preparation, and the 3D environment in this simulation is based on lake environment. The specific equipment that used in this project is Concept 2 Model D, rower ergometer equipment in Hydrotherapy Lab Sports and Innovation Technology Center. And this project is to be immersed in the virtual reality world. Next is the project methodology. Based on the figure that I have attached, there is three phases for this project. In the first phase, the virtual reality and sport simulation are explored in detail. The characteristic of VR and techniques of rowing is focused. The real situation of rowing sport also will be focused as it will develop into a virtual world. The interaction of HTC Vive headset and tracker also is identified and explored to make sure the game simulation can be controlled. All this study is carried out and discussed in chapter 2. Next phase is second phase, which is in this phase the design and develop phase are start and the interaction and immersive environment is created. In this phase also, the integration of VR and ergometer is achieved. In this phase also, I have detected that suitable software and hardware is needed to develop this project since this project use virtual reality equipment and only high-end laptop can be used to make sure the VR equipment can be connected. In phase 3, the integration of virtual reality with 3D world environment and tracker to move is achieved. And the calibration of tracker as a sensor and concept to row ergometer also are connected. And next, after this phase, the evaluation and user testing is handled. Next, this is the rowing simulation device. To setting up every phase in this project, first I will set up the base sensor to track the interaction of headset and tracker. There is two base station actually. Those two sensor is need to facing each other in order to track the interaction, and the headset and tracker need to be detected by the base station to start operate. There also a laptop that connected to the headset. Bila headset tu dah connected dengan laptop, so the application of this game simulation will be play. So bila dah play game tu, user akan pakai headset tu. Apa yang user nampak dalam VR tu akan dipaparkan pada laptop. Another device is HTC Vive headset and HTC Vive tracker. Next is the Concept 2 Model D rower machine. Part of Concept 2 Model D is the performance monitor that will display the reading of the distance and stroke per minute of player once the handle is pulled. And next is the ergonomics. Ergonomics also known as a handle. And the last one is footrest. This angle footrest designed with closer placement for the user to feel the real rowing on the waterboard. The footrest also are quick and easy to adjust to the individual size. This machine is fully auto-controlled and magnetic resistance system which both air and resistance work simultaneously to give heavier resistance and better inertia. This machine also offers 10 levels of resistance for all fitness levels, start with the beginners, intermediate, and the advanced users. Ergonomics, also known as a handle of the ergometer. This handle simulates the movement of oars in the game. If the handle is pulled, then the boat in simulation will move forward. Next is the rowing tracker. Rowing tracker is tied to the handle of the ergometer. Tracker is a sensor that will detect the movement of handle. It detects the movement of oars in the simulation. HTC Vive tracker is calibrated to the handle called as ergonomic to detect the sensor of tracker to the base station. So bila handle ni ditarik oleh player, sensor ni akan detect movement tu. Dalam recording yang ditunjukkan tu, dia dah tunjuk dia dah set lah berapa macam mana oar speed dia dengan dia punya axis. So axis dalam ni axis X sahaja, which dia akan bergerak satu jalan je. And speed dia saya telah tetapkan kepada 70. So setiap kali ditarik, movement tu akan bergerak perlahan, hanya perlahan sedikit sahajalah. Dalam rowing ni, cara bergerak dia kena lengkap satu cycle dulu baru dia akan bergerak. Satu cycle ni maksudnya bila ditarik, bila handle ni ditarik ke belakang, dan bila handle tu akan kembali ke tempat asal dia. Itu dikenali sebagai satu cycle yang lengkap. Dalam projek ini juga, input method bukan hanya kepada tracker, boleh dipilih kepada mouse dan juga sensor. Next is the concept and gameplay. In VR simulation, with the help of a ergometer, when the player pulls the cord of the machine, the boat in the virtual environment will move forward. This rowing game simulation will serve the players with its interesting environment and the way they have fun during training session. The player will start the game with the instruction provided with certain timer for user to read and follow. After the countdown to display the instruction, the game scene will appear and countdown of start game will start counting. Once the timer is out, the game will start and so do the timer given for a player to row. The timer given for each level is different based on the difficulty of the levels. There are also obstacles in some levels such as crocodile. If the player is caught by the crocodile, the game over panel will be displayed and the countdown of restart level will start counting. Player must complete each level before they go to the next level. If the player run out of time or caught by crocodile, the player needs to restart, or if the player feels like giving up, the player can back to menu. In this game, the player can collect the coins to save as extra point in the game. Next is the game mechanics available in this game, which is different level difficulty, the presence of crocodiles, row indicator, and collect coins. In this game, there is 3 levels with different difficulties. Which is level 1, the player will only row and enjoy the simulation. In level 2, there will be the presence of crocodiles. And in level 3, there will be more crocodiles available in the game. The row indicator is available in the game that will display in the front screen. And the collect coins is available at certain checkpoint which is randomly spawned in the game. Next is the implementation design for the game. This is the login and register interface. In this case, I use Tenenet.net gamification to create the login and registration form. This is the menu interface, the instructions, and the in-game interface. The next is the interface for the game over. The first is when the time's up. Next is the congratulations or the success interface, which the player finish rowing at the finish line. The third is finisher, as when the player finish all the levels. And last is your coach, which is the interface display when the crocodile catch the player. Next is testing and result. Testing that I have carried out for this project is usability testing and user acceptance testing. For usability testing, there are pre and post questionnaires I have prepared. The questions that have been asked to respondent is the gender, the exposure to the virtual reality, the experience to the virtual reality, the level of the VR experience, the past experience with the rower sports, the experience with the simulation. Next is the post questionnaires, which is what the user experienced based on the simulation. The questions are the opinion on level is of the application, the opinion on understanding of application, the opinion on experience gained through application, the opinion on motion sickness, the satisfaction and understandable of interface, the satisfaction to simulation, and the feedback on the improvement. For the user acceptance testing, there is actions and expected result from the user tester that I have been observed. This user acceptance testing is carried out without giving any explanation to the user tester. So in the conclusion, this project development is conducted to study and develop the game simulation for rowing sports using rower machine in virtual reality. This project is the integration with VR headset that calibrate with the gym equipment ergometer. This simulation is developed using Unity 3D and Steam SDK to connect HTC Vive with the 3D environment. After implement journey is success, objective state in this project is achieved, even with some limitations occur. Testing also used to make sure this project is run smoothly, which are usability testing and user acceptance testing. The limitation of this game simulation is that a better user interface that related and help the player to be more motivation in the game is needed, such as stroke per minute, which is SPM. The row count or SPM is needed for the player aware of the stroke made to finish each level. From the feedback I have collected from the questionnaires and from what I have observed through this project, I have found some that can be done for the for future works, which is more interactive UI on row count or SPM value to consider the time taken to finish each level, the option for different mode, which is can be played with an artificial intelligent enemy or in multiplayer, and the last one is the gesture interaction to collect collectible item. And next is my poster for this project and the video gameplay. So that's all from me. Thank you.